What's up, guys? Welcome back. How you guys been? Today I'm doing back-to-back videos. I think this is like video 5 or 6 out of I don't know how many I'm doing today. I'm doing it until I end up with a headache, passed out, or I don't know what. Today we're doing a video on Ana Abiyeh from Lattafa. This is a scent that is a dupe of that famous ambergris based scent, the BR541. We all know it, we all love it, and it's supposed to be a very good dupe, and we're going to talk about it. I already tried it for a couple of days. I already had my opinion on it, so we'll chat about it. But first, let's look at the bottle. Look at this very simple, very cool, simplistic looking bottle. I really like the fact that it says Lattafa there protruding outside of the bottle. It has a little symbol. The lettering is in gold except the rouge part, which is red, and then the lid is this red dice looking thing with the Lattafa symbol on top. I think what has poisoned me with these kinds of lids is the Club de Nuit lids. All of them have this square with 2 crystals, but I know a lot of companies do that. A lot of companies have this like square with 2 crystals. I'm guessing that's like a standard lid that they sell in these companies, like the bottle producing companies have this lid, because I've seen a lot of them. But I think since the first ones I bought were Club de Nuit, all I think about is Club de Nuit with these types of lids. So it's a weird vibe to see a Lattafa fragrance with this lid. It just gives me like, you're a copycat, but I know it's not a copycat thing. Let's talk about fragrance. Let's smell this. So, we all know what this smells like. It's an obvious dupe. Honestly, I don't think that scent is that special. I loved it. I love it. I still do. I love that scent. I just don't think it's that special. Everybody seems to be able to dupe it pretty effectively. Like, this is clear BR540 vibes. Clear. And I have it here. So I have decant of Baccarat Rouge, which I'm spraying. So this is Baccarat Rouge. Side by side, initial smell between Baccarat Rouge 540 and Ana Abiyeh. I'm gonna call it the Lattafa version. The Lattafa version. Baccarat 540 is sweeter. It is a little more almondy. And Ana Abiyeh is slightly brighter. Slightly spicier? Yeah, slightly brighter, slightly spicier, a little less sweet. That's it. But they are so close. Like I'm saying, I don't think, at this point, I don't think this is that special. I don't think Baccarat 540 is that special because so many dupes get so close to it. Like, I could wear this. Like, right now, let me close my eyes and see if I can figure out which one's which. I'm not cheating. I have my eyes closed. Wait. So this one is Baccarat Rouge. Yep, this one's Baccarat Rouge. Look, I got it. This is there, Baccarat Rouge 540. Just so you can see, I labeled them. So this one says Baccarat 540, and this one says Ana Abiyeh. See, so I was able to pick it out, but they're really, really close. I think honestly, if I smelled this in the wild, I would confuse it with Baccarat 540. Obviously, I wouldn't be like impostor. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't like think that you're wearing something that's a dupe. I honestly wouldn't. If I thought about it, if I like analyzed it, I probably could. But who does that? Like, who goes up sniffing a person like that? Like, no one does that. Like, you typically would smell a person in less than 10 seconds. Even less than that, less than 2 seconds. And in that vibe, you would get, oh, that's Baccarat 540. So that's all you would get. And that's what vibe you would get. This was released in 2016. So this is about 9 years old at this point. Jesus. It's beautiful. It's a nice bottle. So let's talk about the description of this scent. On Lattafa's website, this says, Perfume Ana Abiyeh Rouge Eau de Perfume by Lattafa is a soothing, harmonious perfume with amber, saffron, and ambergris. The top note opens the fragrance warm and spicy with bitter almond and saffron. The heart note forms jasmine and cedar, followed by musk, wood, and ambergris in the base. A great and unusual perfume with subtle sweetness that perfectly interacts with salty ambergris and the spicy saffron. The perfume is suitable for both everyday and evening use. Okay, they didn't go over the top with the description. They just went, this is what it does. This is what it is. I like that. It's not very, this is the end of the world kind of perfume. I like it. It's good. Decent. Good job. Good job, Lattafa, with your description. You didn't go overboard. I think the more time it spends, the closer it is to Baccarat 540. And that's usually the case with a lot of these dupes. Like either they start very different and get closer, or they start very close and end different. That's what I've noticed with a lot of dupes. They either aim to start the same, so you can trick them, or they start very different and then they end exactly the same. I've noticed that a lot with dupes. So let's talk about notes for this. The top notes for this are nashi pear, kumquat, and bergamot, so fruit and citrus. The middle notes for this are caramel and geranium, so sweetness and flowers. And the base notes for this are ambergris, musk, and oat moss. So some warmth, some like soapiness or clean scent, and then some wood. So all that together creates the scent. Almond is supposed to be in here somewhere because bitter almond is mentioned in the description, and it's also in the original Baccarat 540. So even though it's not listed in the notes itself, there's definitely almond somewhere in there, and you can like pluck it out. So almond is definitely somewhere in there. It's just not listed in there. One thing about Baccarat 540 and this scent is the reason I think it's popular and the reason that I think it performs very well and there's a lot of dupes for it is because it blends so seamlessly. All these notes together create a very nice blend of scents. It doesn't fight for attention. It doesn't discord. It just blends together to create one harmonious experience. That's what Baccarat 540 does, and that's what this set is doing. This is a very, very good dupe of it. It harmoniously pulls together all its notes to get that comforting warmth and that comforting vibe that Baccarat 540 does. I think it's really good. It kind of oozes luxury. It kind of like projects luxury. It projects money. And this is like a very inexpensive version of that luxury. Now let's look at some of the online buzz for this. On Fragrantica, this has a 4.01 out of 5 with 2,059 votes. This is decently popular, pretty popular actually. 2,059 votes is a lot of votes. And this also has over a 4, which to me is a good measurement to know if this is decently rated or not. To me, anything above a 4 is a-okay. Now, the positive for this is an affordable dupe to Baccarat 540. Yep. Longevity and projection are great for its price point. Yep. And it successfully captures the DNA of the original. Yep. So I agree with all of that. Essentially, for the price, this is fantastic. Let me read you some of the positive reviews for this. Perfumista Paradise says on Fragrantica, I am a frag head and it just arrived to me. And this instantly is my new favorite perfume, period. It really does smell like Baccarat 540 and the price point is insane. It projects very well. Seems to last a long time too. It is a sweet, woody, amber ambroxan perfection. I'm a girl, by the way, and I would say this does lean feminine. My boyfriend said he would never wear this, but he would also never wear a unisex perfume unless it leans very masculine, but to each their own. Then they put edit. I have never in my entire life have gotten so many compliments as with this one. The same day I got this, I wore it out on a Friday night, and the second I got in the cab, the lady driver asked me to write it down for her and bought it. When I was around bars, people kept asking and saying it's so good. Also, beware of overspraying. This thing is a beast and can suffocate the life out of a person who doesn't like sweet perfumes or perfumes in general. But oh boy, it's a gem of a find. Sandra Diana on Fragrantica says, if I'm wearing something else, I can smell it, but sometimes I'm nose blind to it and I hate it. But that doesn't matter, you see, because it's the most complimented fragrance I have from my collection. When I first got it, I wore it to work, 9-hour shift, came home, nose blind to it, and got annoyed that it doesn't last. My husband came home like 1.5 hours later, and he said the whole block smelled like perfume, and I was shocked. I've applied it like 11 hours ago, and I can't smell it myself. Anyway, yes, it's close to Baccarat 540. No, it's not the same. I've tried every cologne that I can put my hands on. I'll keep wearing it because apparently I smell good. I can't say anything else about it because I can't smell it. The negative critiques for this are that it's slightly synthetic compared to Baccarat 540. Sure, I think synthetic just means cheap. Less complex and nuanced than the original, and can become cloying in warm weather with over application because it's so sweet. Which is weird because Baccarat 540 to me is sweeter than this. Like, I'm smelling a side by side, and Baccarat 540 definitely sells sweeter. Now, let's read some of the negative reviews on this. The first negative review that I'm talking about here is from Dr. Chris Nickel. This says, being a thrifty Scot, I wanted to sample the ambience of this acclaimed fragrance, which allegedly clones the even more acclaimed BR540 before buying the original. Well, I'm glad I did before forking out for the real thing. Yes, I got the medical dental opening, much discussed with regard to the original, and indeed to this clone. And then, well, nothing really. Nothing emerged from the surgery door. I had this strange feeling of wearing no fragrance at all day. Where were all these seductive notes much described everywhere? Maybe my nose is just on wrong, but I am grateful to Lattafa for sparing me making a costlier mistake. Edit. I have always been a bit suspicious of claims made about the efficacy of leaving bottles to macerate, but I step forward humbly and admit to an earlier mistake. 5 months down the line, and it seems a different beast altogether. Now it has a real fruity caramel presence after the surgical opening that wafts around you for the better part of the day. Today, BR40 is on Amazon for £249. Ana Abiyeh Rouge is there too at £15. No contest. Melis7 says, burnt rubber with Listerine mint, cotton candy, and nail polish. I bought because I wanted to try Baccarat 540. Turns out I don't like it. I tested and tried many days. The presentation is classy, the House of Lattafa is great. I'll stick to Ragba and the others. And in Reddit, I got a bunch of different ones. Squirtle Turtle, why not? I absolutely love this perfume. I bought a 10ml decant once and I'm done with it. I will get the full bottle, smells sugary sweet, is long lasting, and complements a lot of aesthetics. I'm trying my best says, it's not spicy, but it's in the same BR vein. Then you can expect dense, sweet, and not fluffy, like burnt sugar and saffron. There you have reviews from both Fragrantica and from Reddit, and both pretty much say the same thing. They either liked the scent because it's a cheap dupe of BR540 and they think it's great and smells good, or they just think it's too cheap and smells synthetic. But the people who didn't like it kind of don't like BR540 either. So if you like BR540, you'll probably like this. If you don't like BR540, you probably won't like this. After resting, these two smell pretty close to each other. I would say that this is more or less maybe about 85% there, 90% there. This is a little bit brighter than this is. I'm sorry. Lattafa is a little bit brighter than the original is. After wearing Ana Abiyeh for a long time, I can tell you it's a luxe scent. It's a sophisticated scent. I really enjoyed wearing it. I like the BR540 DNA. I specifically like it out of my partner. I really enjoy when they wear it. And it smells really good. I really like that scent profile. And to me, it smells about 85 to 90% there to the original. The difference is in the little bit of brightness and a little bit of sweetness. That's the only things that are a little bit off there. But it's close enough that you wouldn't really notice it unless you're really hunting for differences and you have them side by side. If you don't have them side by side, you wouldn't really be able to tell the difference. So spare yourself the price and get this one if you're thinking about Baccarat 540. Check it out. You'll notice that there's pretty close. In terms of projection longevity, this projects pretty strongly, but again, it's not a choke out scent. It's pretty good for that because since this is such a sophisticated luxe scent, you don't want luxe scents to project and dominate a room because that doesn't scream luxe, that screams less than luxe, right? Aggressive projectors don't really scream, this is the most expensive scent you ever smelled. So when they're kind of like mellow projectors, I think that screams a little bit more expensive. I think decent projectors, like soft projectors that project a bubble of 5 or 6 feet, are a little bit more luxe feeling than like the ones that take over a room, right? So this one is a little bit of a modest projector, a decent projector, but it does last all day and it smells really good. Overall, in terms of everything, this I think has the personality of a person, a man or woman who is money, who is luxe, who is fancy as. And honestly, I really enjoy this. I think scent, I think this is a 10. Longevity, I think this is a 9. And performance, I think this is a 9. This is a great scent. If you like BR 540, you can't go wrong with this at the price. This is a great price. So what are your thoughts, guys? Do you enjoy this scent? Have you tried this? I have at this point multiple dupes of this scent. I need to do a dupe off of this, Untold, of Amber Oud Rouge. I have a bunch of different scents for this. So at some point I need to do a dupe off of all these scents together and see which one is the rouge to rule them all kind of thing. But as its own thing, this is a great scent. I would recommend it. And it's really, really cheap. I think I got it maybe less than 20 bucks, 20 bucks, less than 20 bucks. So highly recommend it. Very good. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts. Remember that my favorite part about doing videos is talking to you guys. So please leave a comment. I appreciate it. If you want more videos from me, please subscribe. Remember that sense is subjective. What I like isn't necessarily what you like. And always remember to smell your best. See ya.